Hello and welcome to my video. I'm going to spend some time today showing you how to use up some of your leftover scraps and bits of material. And today we're going to make a beeswax wrap bread bag. So I hope you enjoy the video. Right, so I've got some scraps that I've left over from a project I was making, a linen coat. The first step is to cut these down so that they are pretty much squarish, and I want to, in the end, make them into strips of about the same size. So I'll show you how that goes. I've got enough of these pieces for two lots of this shape, and I think it's going to be about enough for my bread bin. My bread bag. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start sewing them together. I'm going to sew these three bits together in so that they join that way, and then I'll sew it to this one and then to this one and then all the way around. So they're all together in one big square, and I've tried to join them so that all the grains are lined up. So next I'm going to turn them into a tube, so that's the beginning of the bags, and then sew it along the bottom to make the bottom of my bag. So I've rounded the bottom of this bag, and I've also tried where it's gone over the seams to flatten them out so it goes across like that, and then I'm going to trim off all of these excesses. Here's the final shape of my bag. I'm going to turn it inside out and then hem the top. I'm just doing a single turned over hem for this. Later I'm going to beeswax it, and that should stop any fraying or anything like that. If you want to, you can just you can do a double turnover, which will make your edges neater, so you sew it along that edge there. At this point you can just unpick one of these seams here and run a ribbon around the edge of it, and then you'll be done. But if you want to turn it into like a beeswax wrap, I'll show you how to do that in the next step. I've got a massive block of beeswax here. It's a bit grungy on the top, so I've cleaned off a corner of it, and I'm just going to use a big knife to shave off some bits of it, and then I'm going to sprinkle those on top of my bag, which I've put onto a baking sheet lined with some tin foil. Important to put the tin foil on it. It sticks like hell to the baking sheet if you don't. So yeah, I'll show you that in a moment. Right. I forgot to mention you can also buy these beeswax blocks. You can buy them in smaller quantities, and they're easily available from like eBay or Amazon. But yeah, so I'm just going to evenly layer it on. I'm actually going to put it on in two layers because my bag is slightly bigger than my baking tray. I'm going to try to get these right up to the edge, but again, if it doesn't evenly melt all over the bag, it's not a huge problem because you can go back and have another go. As long as it's kind of warm, you can keep melting it to get it to cover the whole lot. I'm going to put the whole thing into the oven it's on a really low setting. It's on like about 50, because it doesn't need to be much warmer than that, and I'm going to leave it in there for a few minutes, see how it's melted, and I might need to put it in for a bit longer than that. Right, let's have a little check. Smells beeswaxy. Oh, it has melted. Okay, I reckon that's time to take out then. We'll have a look at it and see whether there's any that needs to be redone or have a bit added. Oh, just like that bit. Right, in again, this time with a little bit more wax. think we've melted. Have a look. Fab. Just going to kind of plump it around, make sure that everything's covered in the wax. There's a bit there that isn't. I might put a tiny bit more wax onto the back of it and have another go. But once I've done that, I'm going to let it cool and it should be done. Here we go, here's the finished bag. Big enough to have all your bread in it, and the beeswax wrap will keep it, the beeswax will keep it as fresh as possible. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.